Is this going in or out? 4, 3, 2, 1. Body bag. By the end of this video, you're gonna learn how to score 4 to 6 more rallies per game. And we're gonna learn from Major League Baseball. When a pitcher throwing a 100-mile-per-hour fastball throws the ball, it takes 0.38 seconds to go from their hand to the catcher's glove. That's about the same time it takes for a speed up coming from the midcourt to reach the player at the kitchen. Now, let's take Albert Pujols for a second. One of the greatest hitters in Major League Baseball history. He was able to hit bomb after bomb against Major League pitchers. But when he went up against Jenny Finch, one of the great softball pitchers of all time, he wasn't able to hit her ball. And the question is, why? And how does that relate to pickleball? That's what this video is about. Now, let's start with this question. In a game, which 2 shots go out most often by your opponents? I'll give you 3 seconds to think, which is more time than you're gonna have in the game to actually make this decision. 3, 2, 1. If you said speed ups from the kitchen area or drives from the baseline or the midcourts, I'd agree. So we're gonna work on getting better at those 2 shots through 3 progressions that you can take back with you when you go on court to practice this. So all 3 progressions when we're kitchen to kitchen are actually gonna be the same as when one person's back at the baseline and one person's at the kitchen. There's just gonna be some slight tweaks in where you're positioned. So I got my guy Tyler. Tyler, wave to that. Doesn't really matter. All right, let's go. So the first progression is called feed and learn. So I'm literally just gonna feed and I'm gonna watch the ball and I'm gonna get instant feedback on if the ball is going in or out. This person's gonna hit every single ball off the bounce the entirety of these 3 progressions. And it's not because out of the air is bad, it's just because we wanna isolate one thing and allow our brain to focus on one thing before we add taking balls out of the air. Give some variety to your tosses. So sometimes I'm gonna toss balls really low. I'm getting feedback every time. Sometimes I'm gonna toss balls slightly higher, but I'm just learning right now. I'm feeding, out, and I'm learning. A little lower, feeding, and I'm learning. So the roles of the drill are he's gonna hit speed ups the whole time. What often happens when you hit a speed up is it either goes out if they let it go, or it lands in what I'll call zone 3 of the court. So from the kitchen to the baseline is 15 feet, so we'll break that into 3 zones. Zone 1 is 5 feet from the kitchen, zone 2 is 5 feet in the mid-court area, and zone 3 is the end of that all the way to the baseline. The person who's speeding balls up, you're aiming here for zone 3 because that's most likely where the ball is gonna land if you do speed it up. So the objective of this is to direct your attention, your eyes, to the indicators of an out ball. Things like how high is the ball? How deep in the court is the ball? What does their footwork look like? What's the length of their backswing? Who is the person that I'm playing with? Do they generate a lot of topspin or do they hit a flat ball? Because what most people do is they just react. After the ball is hit, they're attempting to make a decision in less than 0.25 seconds. So we want to go from a place of reacting after they make contact to predicting. And how do I know this? Albert Pujols was able to hit bomb after bomb or base hit after base hit from Major League pitchers. But when he went up against one of the all-time great softball pitchers, he wasn't able to hit the ball. And why is it? It's because of the indicators. When he was hitting from a baseball pitcher, there were certain things with body movement, the way they held the ball, the angle of their arm, and as far as which direction was the ball spinning as it was coming towards him. He was able to see that. But when he went up against Jenny Finch, somebody who had a different swing and a different body movement into the pitch, it was like he was a novice again trying to figure it out. We want to go from a place of reaction, like Albert Pujols was against Jenny Finch, to a place of prediction, who he actually was when he was playing against Major League Baseball pitchers, because he was looking for something that most of us never see, the indicators. And that's a great opportunity to bring in the Sky Cam. Come here, Cam. This video is sponsored by Selkirk. We both use the Invicta Power Air. We like this colorway. If you want a Selkirk paddle, use my code ADV-ThatPickleballGuy for a digital gift card towards a future purchase. Get out of here, Sky Cam. Back to the video. So progression 1, the drill is exactly the same. Tyler, I'm gonna toss it to you. Wherever I toss it, boom. Exactly, you're gonna drive it. I'm feeding and learning. I'm the feeder, he's the speeder. He's getting a chance to work on his drives. He's also getting data. Sometimes I'm gonna throw it a little higher, and sometimes I'm gonna throw it a little bit lower, a little bit shallower, and sometimes I'm gonna keep him back on the baseline. Boom. Great ball. As I'm doing this, I only want to be looking for one thing. If I'm trying to look at what's the height of the ball, what's the depth of the ball, what's his footwork look like, what's the length of his backswing, who is he? If I try to think through all of those things at one time, I can't think of any of them. So as you're going through the feed and learn progression, focus on one thing. And what might you focus on first? Well, I'd recommend focusing on the height of the ball. So this is progression 2. It's feed and read. There's a decision to be made. How do we make it? Well, we don't wait until after you've hit contact with the ball. We make it before contact is made. And order to improve the probability they would make the right decision. So here's the logistics of the drill. I'm still tossing. Tyler, you must speed up the first ball that you get. Even if I give you kind of a bad toss, try to get your feet into a place you can speed up, because the truth is, it happens in the game a lot. People speed up from all sorts of locations, and so it's really not that unrealistic. It's actually really realistic. I can counter or I can dodge. Here we go. Doubt. Nice. A little higher. Yeah. Ah! I'm gonna be given just certain tosses. Low. Boom, out. Yeah, I didn't even look at that one because I knew it was out.
Tell them why, too.
Oh, yeah. If it doesn't come above the height of the net, all of a sudden the probability they're hitting that ball out, it's very high, especially at a 3-5, 4-0, 4-5 level. If the ball comes above the height of the net, there's a really good chance that they can actually hit the ball more in a downward position, angle, which means I might be thinking, my prediction might be I need to counter this because the ball is a little bit higher. The lower the ball and the shallower the ball, the more likely I'm gonna make a prediction that the ball is going out. Just like pool holes will have to make a decision before the pitch is even thrown, whether or not he's gonna swing or not. I'm also gonna change my angle so I can see balls that are lower and shallower, and I'm also gonna make myself a smaller target. It is kind of funny that we stand up tall, we tend to feel safer in this position, but in reality, we're actually gonna be safer in this position, and we're gonna be more mobile if we're able to move our feet and play like an athlete. Boom. Interesting, my prediction was actually, it was actually out again. But
then I hit it soft.
But then you hit it really soft. So if I predicted it's going out and you change to soft, I have time for myself to change. But if I made a prediction, I'm hitting it and it's going really hard, it's pretty much impossible for me to let it go, which is how most of us play all the time. There's also another element to it, which is it's just way more fun to hit every ball. And so that's why we swing at everything, because we would rather hit a winner because it's sexy and fun than let a ball go, which is actually probably more debilitating to the other team from like a mental standpoint. Like if you just dodge one, if I'm here and I see you about to speed up, right? Boom, and I just dodge one, I don't even look, I just stare into your freaking soul. You know, that is the best feeling ever. So progression 2, it's exactly the same. It's feed and read. Tyler's back at the baseline, I'm gonna feed. He's gonna be the guy hitting drives. And your read is either gonna be you dodge, boom, that one went in, I made the wrong read. Or it's gonna be you counter, down low. Yep. You're not always gonna make the right decision in this, but you're just trying to improve the percentages. It's kind of like 70% chance of rain and it didn't rain. Well, that happens. Okay, it's gonna happen here too. Here we go, it's low, boom, out. I saw I was really low, I verbalized that. Down low, out, right? And so I just gotta get more feedback. I mean, I'm not that great at this either, to be honest. A little higher, down low, yep. So progression number 3 is gonna be feed and live. For some reason, that just makes me feel like a rap beat. Like I'm standing still, but we're doing a drill. I'm conflicted because I'm feeling addicted.
That's because you got a Snickers. Don't you know you don't want to be a City Slickers?
Oh man, don't hit it out because all the people scream and shout.
Without a doubt.
I hate listening to you talk.
Kyle's got some clout.
Okay, let's get into it. That made me uncomfortable. So the main objective in progression 3 is to apply the things we just learned about those pre-shot indicators that can help you make better predictions. So let's add a layer here. He must speed up on one of the first 5 balls. He can speed up on the first ball if he wants, okay? All I'm doing, okay, boom, nice, is I'm looking for these pre-shot indicators. Is that out?
Yeah.
I didn't even look because I want to stare into your soul. So here we go. Nice, that's a good ball. You know, one other thing I haven't mentioned yet, but I think it's important is, in the middle of a game, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Right, and so right now we're doing an isolated drill and we're concentrating on the skill. But who knows what just happened like 2 points ago.
Right.
I might have just crushed one on you, right? I might have just sped one up on you. Right, yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
So if you get crushed on one, you're gonna be a lot more tentative. And if you're feeling tentative and then you decide to speed up, you're probably feeling tense, holding the paddle tight, and you're probably hitting it long. Here we go, I'm just looking for the height right now, trying to deliver some different balls so I can give myself some different reads. Oh, it's a really good speed up.
Thank you.
Your speed ups have actually gotten better over the course of like doing this drill, yeah. No. Yeah, I saw your footwork change and we show the replay, which I actually—
What does footwork change mean?
So your footwork in that last one literally went like this.
Yeah.
And you literally went like you're about to hit a drive from the baseline. Remember in the previous video I've made, baseline power at a kitchen distance. A lot of players do it. So the moment you flipped, a trigger went off in my brain, he's probably speeding up. And on that time, because I've been doing this longer, I noticed the footwork and I identified the ball was low. And those two things gave me a percentage in my brain, you know, whether accurate or not, was like 80% chances of going out. I didn't even try to go for it.
Okay, watch this.
No, we're moving on. Last one. Wow, now he's faking me out. Yeah. So for progression 3, this is the one that's slightly different than at the kitchen. So here we're gonna line up in a skinny singles format. So here's the rules of the game. Tyler's gonna be the only one serving for say 20 reps. I'm gonna be the only one returning. So now we're adding another element that's very realistic in a game. You hit a return, you're running up to the kitchen, and now it's not just a decision whether I dodge or counter, but I'm adding the extra layer of movement. And anytime you add movement to a decision you have to make, it makes it more challenging. Think of like a dart player that's on the move and having to like hit a target that's also moving. It's more difficult. So that's why we're gonna challenge ourselves here, is because this is the most realistic way with 2 people that we can practice this. So Tyler, you'll serve, I'll return. Here's the other thing, Ty. You must drive your 3rd shot and you must drive your 5th shot. And oftentimes that is what I'm gonna see, a 3rd shot drive and a 5th shot drive. I'm playing at a lower level. But after that, you can do whatever you want. I cannot speed up if we end up getting to the kitchen, and we will end up getting to the kitchen occasionally at this point. Okay, here we go. All right, out. All I'm focused on right now, boom, it's a high ball, it's deep. Boom, it was low, I'm here. Right? Now, I actually liked one of my thoughts, which was, it was really short, you were coming in really hard, and I know you, right? But the thing I didn't actually account for there is the ball bounced probably above the net, and so you were able to take it with some nice topspin. So again, we gotta work on these things one at a time if we're gonna get better at them. And here's the thing, you don't have to spend 2 hours a day doing this. I get it, people have really busy lives. Often they might only have 2 hours in a day to do anything. That might be you. But you can do this. Get to the courts 15 minutes early. If you're at public courts that actually have some room to play, I get it if you're at some place that's super busy. But if you can find court space, get there 15 minutes early and just do some of these drills just to start training your eye. A little bit each day will help massively over the long term. We need more data. You're not gonna be perfect at it, but over time, you're gonna improve at it. And the more you improve at it, the more you win. And the more you win, the better you feel. So eat your beans at every meal.